Agbakisu. On the news, Governor Dapo Abiodun launches Women Empowerment Scheme, disburses individual livelihood grants to 2,094 women in Ogun State. Federal government inaugurates new NBC board, tax members on digital transition. Nigeria Republic pledges support to Nigeria towards tackling security threats. Japan lowers legal age of adulthood to 18 years. Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time.
And on the business segment of the news tonight, Nigerians' external reserve lose $313 million. Details of this and more when I return. My name is Okweyemi Adeomi. Stay with us.
And coming up from the world of sport, African champion Senegal drawn with host Qatar as Ghana face Cristiano Ronaldo's Portugal in Qatar 2022 World Cup draws. This and more on the sports segment of the news. I am Emmanuel Gasaudu. Stay with us.
Now the details of the news. We're starting with the relaunch of Dapo in Ogun State. Ogun State Governor Prince Dapo Abiodun has officially flagged off Women Empowerment Scheme with the disbursement of individual livelihood grants to 2,094 women across the state. The governor, who performed the flag-off ceremony at the relaunch of Dapo scheme in collaboration with Nigeria for Women project at the MKO Abiola International Stadium, Kuto, Abeokuta, said women empowerment and emancipation would continue to be at the front burner of his administration. Governor's office correspondent Yusuf Gani reports. Oshomoji reports that the governor at the event assured the signing of executive order at ensuring minimum of 35% representation of women.
Stone unturned to enhance
financially empower our women. But this Nigeria for Women project has been so successful that today 37,000 women have benefited from it. 37,000. 47,000 in 3 local governments.
There were goodwill messages aimed at challenging women to achieve their full potential.
So it was very important for me to come here today to support this initiative, to empower women, to make sure that our women can stand on their own 2 feet.
Women, wherever you are, please be very good. This conference reminds us that wherever you are, whatever you do, apart from just having the financial literacy approach, make yourself valuable.
It's a smart thing to do about gender equality is to ensure that women are empowered financially.
The event moved into a panel session where issues ranging from job creation to investment, pension funds, among others, were discussed. Adebola Oshomuji, OGTV News.
Ogun State Governor Prince Dapo Abiodun has promised to channel all efforts to strengthen the cooperation and collaboration with the World Bank to further alleviate poverty and improve the socio-economic development of the state. Governor Abiodun stated this during a visit of the World Bank Country Director Shubham Chaudhry to his office at Okemoso, Abeokuta. Governor's Office Correspondent Yusuf Ganiu reports.
World Bank is a concessional financing institution that has over the years contributed largely, particularly in alleviating poverty and improving the socio-economic development of the society. Ogun State Governor Prince Dapo Abiodun and members of the State Executive Council received the...
It helps them look after themselves, look after their families, and like we discussed earlier, we've also seen that this is an opportunity that we can use and adopt, into other things that we're doing, just like our health insurance program and other social programs that are out there that we're busy implementing. So we want to thank the World Bank for this.
The governor also informed that the state is ever ready for more developmental programs from the institution that will turn around the economy of the gateway states.
So we want to thank you for coming. We want to thank you for all that support that you've given us. We only hope that with this visit, we would strengthen our relationship and make for better cooperation and collaboration. I'm sure that the areas that government of the defense sectors will highlight in the team and for better efficiency managing the fundings and support that we have available to our state.
The World Bank Country Director said the organization is supporting Ogun with $250 million programs in line with the vision of Prince Dapo Abiodun's administration to create a dynamic investment destination in the states.
The World Bank is supporting a number of programs in Ogun State, and these are all programs that are essentially Ogun State government programs or national programs where Ogun State is participating. As you heard His Excellency say, there are about 9 or 10 of these programs. So there's I would say the flagship is the Ogun State Economic Transformation Program, which is lining up behind His Excellency's vision for how to turn Ogun into kind of the dynamic investment destination, especially in terms of realizing Ogun State's agribusiness potential.
A compendium that comprises investment opportunity and the rich cultural heritage of the state was thereafter presented to the World Bank Country Director. Yusuf Ganiyu, OGTV News.
Meanwhile, the federal and Ogun State governments have trained over 21,000 women in the state in financial skills, including income management, budgeting, and financial education under Nigeria for Women project. The project, led by the Federal Ministry of Women Affairs, is being implemented in Ogun, Abia, Edo, Kebbi, Niger, and Taraba states in order to improve women's livelihood and check gender inequalities, especially in the rural areas. This World Bank-assisted project is targeting rural women in Ogun State. Tiwalade Faisal reports.
Group is an initiative designed by the federal government in partnership with the World Bank to empower rural women through building social capital, livelihood programs, innovation and partnership, project monitoring, evaluation and learning, Women are seen as a potential factor for economic growth in Nigeria. Hence, this program is designed to facilitate their self-reliance. National coordinator of the project, Mrs. Ruth Michelia, said the program has proven to be self-sustaining and targeted at improving the skills of rural women financially, socially, and at boosting their networks. She said the program will spread across the state in Nigeria in no time for better assessment.
So far, the project is able to mobilize across the implementing states over 250,000 women across the states. These women have received various trainings, capacity building on the project, and they are able to mobilize their resources, which I have not mentioned earlier, of over 1.4 billion naira across the states.
The World Bank Senior Special Development Specialist and Task Team Leader, Dr. Michael Ilesomi, who addressed the media, said that women are seen as a potential for economic development in Nigeria. Therefore, the government decided to invest in them as part of human capital agenda in economic empowerment.
And it's based on the government's priority to invest in women, giving that investing in women is smart economics. When you invest in women, you're investing in the household and the community and the state, as well as the country at large.
Mr. Shobham Chikuri, the World Bank Country Director, said this program is directed in partnership with the federal government of Nigeria to empower women across the country, and that the World Bank is ready to give their support.
This is about women coming together and helping themselves, improving their lives, creating income for their families, so it's inspiring.
The Permanent Secretary in the Ogun State Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development, Mrs. Melucia Ogunremi, said the program has come to stay as it has touched the lives of the women in the state especially. The royal fathers at the program and beneficiaries appreciated the initiators, the federal and the Ogun State governments for their support. They testified to how amazing the single-digit interest service helped them boost their businesses.
This program has brought development to our community and in particular our businesses.
Those who are benefiting from the project are grassroots women with the lowest level of income. Tiwalade Faiso, OGTV News.
And still to come in the news, federal government inaugurates new NBC board, tax members on digital transition. We'll bring you the details of this and more after the break. Thanks for joining us in part 2 of the news, and don't forget that you can join this news live on DSTV channel 260, Start Time channel 113, and GoTV channel 100. The news continues. To curb indiscriminate driving and unruly behavior of truck drivers on Ogun State roads, a special task force has been commissioned to include a member from the Transportation Ministry, enforcers and truck owners and drivers. This was arrived at a meeting organized by the Ministry of Transportation, led by the Commissioner, Engineer Gbenga Dairo, at his office in Okimoson, Abeokuta. Bumi Adigun covered the meeting and he completes the report.
The many road crashes experienced on roads in Ogun State in recent times has been a source of concern to both road users and the government, and everyone on the same page to see to its end. Seated in this hall are truck owners, drivers, road enforcers and Ministry of Transportation who are the hosts of a meeting that will put an end to the road carnage. This meeting is open and everyone is ready to say it the way it is. Faults from government highlighted and many to the owners of these trucks presented to chart a new course for a way forward.
Iṣẹ́ mọ́tò yìí ni wọ́n sọ di iṣẹ́ pàpàlágì pé tó bá ti bá mọ́tò lọ bí ọ̀sẹ̀ kan òun náà ti di dírẹ́fà ìyẹn pẹ̀lú ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ wọn ò dẹ̀ ń gbọ́ràn.
ẹni tí dírẹ́fà kan bá gbé mọ́tò kan lẹ̀ lẹ́yìn mọ́tò mẹ́wàá ní ìwà tó fẹ́ wà. ibẹ̀ a máa dára wa à ń béèrè pé alẹ́ gàrà ń tó ẹ̀ wá pípẹ́ kí gàrà ń tó ẹ̀ dà á fẹ́ recommendation ẹ̀ níbi tó ti ń bọ̀.
Road enforcers, the
kí àwọn àwa mọ́tò ó ti kọjá orí ẹ̀ wọ́n orí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ dráìvà wa. ẹni ìwà dráìvà kan máa tà ó ìmọ̀ bí ẹni ọmọ tó máa mú ó máa tà because woman ẹ̀rọ yẹn ọwọ́ dráìvà ló wà.
àti ètò tó fẹ́ lọ́rọ̀ òbí tí ó ti pọ̀ ló ṣe sọ ìwé ní January sí February a rí 492 crashes.
Team, a task force that is going to look at these challenges and offer ideas as to how we can handle those that are within our powers to handle. We have resolved that the government, of course, will be alive to its own duties and responsibilities.
If all highlighted problems and solutions provided are truly achieved, the hope of avoiding many deaths caused by truck drivers will be attained. Bumi Adigun, OGTV News.
We now bring you the report on the relaunch of Dapo in Abeokuta today. Ogun State Governor Prince Dapo Abiodun has officially flagged off Women Empowerment Scheme with the disbursement of individual livelihood grants to 2,094 women across the state. The governor, who performed the flag-off ceremony at the relaunch of Dapo scheme in collaboration with Nigeria for Women project at the MKO Abiola International Stadium, Kuto, Abeokuta, women empowerment and emancipation would continue to be at the front burner of his administration. Governor's office correspondent Yusuf Ganio has the details.
The MKO Abiola International Stadium, Kuto, Abeokuta, was filled to the brim as Ogun State Governor Prince Dapo
to the development of our women folk. Among these are capacity building for 500 female entrepreneurs across the state, empowerment of 2,500 women across the state with 100 million naira, empowerment of 600 youth through vocational training, while 400 women are still undergoing training at the vocational training center in the Ministry of Women Affairs. Empowerment of 95 women across 3 central districts and more than 100 widows. This is our own way of commemorating the International Widows Day. All these programs, amongst others, are targeted at elevating poverty and increasing prosperity for our women.
The governor said the women folk are an integral part of his administration's financial inclusiveness agenda that is geared towards providing avenues for women to gain power and control over their own lives and acquire prerequisite skills and technical know-how to make strategic choice in line with the Life Sustainable Development Goals.
As a government and people of Ogun State, we appreciate the choice of our dear Ogun State as one of the 6 states in each of the 6 geopolitical zones in Nigeria for the first phase of the implementation of this program. Let me assure you that you will always find us ready, willing, and worthy partners. This is just as we look forward to a wider coverage of this program and more partnership in other sectors of our economy.
Abiodun stated further that after disbursing the individual's grant to beneficiaries across the 3 pilot local government areas of Odeda, Ijebu Northeast, and Yua North, his administration will soon launch Okowo Dapo scheme in remaining 17 local governments of the state.
Let me also note that the objective of the Nigeria for Women projects is in tandem with our own Okowo Dapo. It is simply apt that we use this occasion to disburse the individual grants to our women beneficiaries across the 3 implementing local government areas, which are Odeda, Ijebu North, East, and Yewa North. Furthermore, in order to create a more enabling environment for our women and education, we are set to relaunch the Okowo Dapo scheme in the remaining 17 local government areas. Therefore, at this flag of ceremony today,
high point of the event was the presentation of 4 Hilux buses to market men and women associations in the states. Yusuf Ganiyu, OGTV News.
And coming from Abuja, President Muhammad Bazoum of the Nigeria Republic has pledged his country's support to help Nigeria tackle banditry and other security threats. The president said this when he visited his Nigerian counterpart, President Muhammadu Buhari, at the presidential villa in Abuja. According to him, Nigerian support towards the multinational joint task force operation was successful due to Nigeria's financial intervention. He said Nigeria and his country must modify their strategies to the emerging security threats in the area. This is the Nigerian president's 2nd visit to Nigeria since he came into power in 2021. During the meeting with President Buhari and the governors, they discussed economic issues and security challenges facing the West African region. In a related development, President Muhammadu Buhari this Friday granted audience to the CHADIAN leader, Mohammed Idris Deby Itno, a 1-day private visit. This is coming barely 24 hours after playing host to his Nigerian counterpart, Mohamed Bazoum. President Muhammad Idris, who is the chairman of the Transitional Military Council of Chad, is visiting Nigeria for the 2nd time since coming to power about 11 months ago. During his first visit, President Mohamed Deby explained to President Muhammadu Buhari circumstances surrounding his coming to power, thanked Nigeria for the show of solidarity when his father died in the battlefield, and promised sustained collaboration and cooperation between his country and Nigeria in the battle against terrorism and insurgency. No reason was given this time for the CHADIAN's leaders' visit by the presidency. The high-level one-on-one engagement between President Muhammadu Buhari and his guest was held behind closed doors. Details of the discussions that lasted about 1 hour were not disclosed. On coming to power, the CHADIAN leader promised a return to democracy in 18 months and the readiness of his country to be guided by President Buhari and indeed Nigeria in the journey to constitutional order. In the meantime, the Nigerian leader also granted audience to the ambassador of the state of Qatar to Nigeria, Dr. Ali Ghanem Al-Hajiri. The envoy delivered to President Muhammadu Buhari a special message from the Qatari monarch, Sheikh Tamim bin Ahmad Al Thani. Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, has charged the newly reconstituted governing board of the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, to ensure a successful transition of the broadcast industry from analog to digital broadcasting through the digital switchover DSO project. The minister gave the charge while inaugurating the board members of the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, in Abuja. He reminded the body that its role is to formulate policies and not to engage in the day-to-day running of the commission and to evolve strategic ways of supporting the commission to effectively deliver its mandate. Mohammed also charged the board to always synergize with the management of the commission for optimal service delivery in line with the broadcast code and other extant regulations guiding them. On their part, the minister said the ministry has ambitious plan to ensure timely completion of DSO plan. Earlier in a welcome address, the permanent secretary in the ministry, Dr. Ifeoma Anyawutako, urged the board to always make itself available to the management of the commission to effectively discharge its mandate to the people with multi-ethnic and religious diversity. Responding, the Director General of the Commission, Balarabe Ilela, assured the minister that the board would not disappoint the nation and also promised they would try as much as possible to assist the commission to achieve its desired objectives. The National Association of Nigerian Students, Ogun Joint Campus Committee, and the National Association of Ogun State Students have jointly passed a vote of confidence on the current administration led by Prince Dapo Abiodun for prioritizing the welfare of students in the state. This was done at the joint Senate sitting of higher institutions of learning across the state. Margaret Okunlola has the details.
National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, is the umbrella body of students in tertiary institutions in the country. Same for National Association of Ogun State Students, NAOS, saddled with the responsibility of ensuring student welfareism across the state, in a bid to bring about a responsible, responsive, and effective representation of all Nigerian students. The leadership of the two bodies organized a joint Senate sitting with the theme Extraying the State of Ogun State under the chairmanship of Comrade Kehinde Damilola Simeon. Representatives and senators from various higher institutions of learning across the state presented issues facing their individual citadel of learning.
Prince Abiodun has tried his very wonderful best in bringing security lives and properties of his citizens. Since the inception of this administration, we have received our forces, and we will continue to urge the government, wanting to continue to pay our money as a trend. It's a kind of resource. Because we have a third and government, students are in their respective departments getting their lectures.
At the end of the Congress, a communique was issued where the students' constituency passed a vote of confidence on the current governor of the state, Prince Dapo Abiodun, for his giant strides obvious in all sectors in the state.
We are passing a vote of confidence on His Excellency, Prince Dapo Abiodun NFR. I want to declare our unflinching support for the
Award of recognition was presented to prominent personalities in the state for prioritizing the welfareism of students across all institutions in the state.
I'm not surprised because we know how we met the state of education when we came in, and we know the state of education now. So that the students are showing appreciation to the governor is commendable.
The Special Assistant to Governor on Student Matters, Comrade Adeyemi Aziz, affirmed his solidarity and unity for the unions. Margaret Okunlola, OGTV News.
The people of Odiomi in Ogun Waterside local government area has been assured of inclusion of as Oba Adekunle Azan is installed as Lenuwa of Odiomi. Ogun State Governor Prince Dapo Abiodun, while performing the installation and presentation of staff of office to the new Lenuwa of Odiomi at the community town hall, urged him to bring the people together to work for the development of the land. Matthew Shoumi has the details.
Odiomi is one of the riverine communities in Ogun Waterside local government area of Ogun State, and the installation of the new Lenuwa of Odiomi to fill the stool that became vacant in 2019 marks a dawn of new era for the community and the people. Ogun State Governor Prince Dapo Abiodun, represented by the Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Honorable Afolabi Afrakpe, said the installation is born out of the desire of the government to bring progress and development to the land.
I'm impressed that the good people of Odiomi are told the part of peace. This is highly commendable and worth of admiration by other communities in the state. I'm much convinced that this is a clear demonstration of the love and support which the entire people of Odiomi and the environment have for the throne of Lenuwa.
Chairman of Ogun Waterside local government, Honorable Mudashiru Adekunle, advised the new Lenuwa to be prepared for the task ahead, as he has now been saddled with the responsibility of assessing yesterday, comparing it to today to prepare for the journey of tomorrow.
This will be one of my assignments to install a KBAC since when I resumed the office. So he is the first KBAC now, and I believe that by the grace of God, Ogun Waterside and Odiomi will be greater.
Awujale and Paramount of Ijebuland, represented by Dagburewe of Idowa, Deputy Speaker of the Ogun State House of Assembly, and many others in their good messages enjoined the monarch to galvanize his people for the development of the land.
You will need to bring everybody in Odiomi together, and B, you have to work very hard.
We have successfully been able to install a new Lenuwa of Odiomi today, and I want to use this medium to appeal to all aggrieved members that contested that stool with him to please close ranks.
Of this town is to make sure that at all times there will be they give every support to the new king. What we need now is development regarding to the entire Waterside and Ogun State as a whole.
Oba Adekunle Azan asked for the support of sons and daughters of Odiomi to bring about the needed progress and development of the land.
Expecting them to come home and bring very, very good industries to the town. So that the community may move forward.
Oba Azan thanked all who contributed to making the day possible. Matthew Shoumi, OGTV News.
The Court of Appeal sitting in Enugu on Friday upheld the February 28th decision of the Abakaliki High Court bordering on the defection of Governor David Umahi and his deputy Kelechi Igwe from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressives Congress APC. In a 37th judgment read on the floor of the court, Justice Belgore held that the appeal lacked merit and that the cases cited are totally irrelevant to the matter brought before the court. The lead judge, Justice Belgore, further pointed out that the removal of elected officials in this case BUHARI and his deputy lies in the hands of the legislature and must be in line with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended. The judge specifically cited Section 308 of the Constitution and pointed out that no legal action can be taken against a sitting president and vice president, governor and his deputy. It therefore dismissed the appeal with a 200,000 naira fine against the defendant. In February this year, Asha, the Paris-born Lagos-bred soul music superstar, who now shares her time between cities, released her 5th studio album and 8 projects in all, a soulful interpretation of contemporary Nigerian pop. It is her first full dive into the depths of Afrobeat music. For years, the Nigeria's premier soul music diva has built a career crafting soul tunes about the human condition. Glimpses this week takes a look into the life of the music diva, who is from Ituku, Abeokuta, South Local Government area of Ogun State.
Bukola Elemide, known as Asha, is a Nigerian French singer, songwriter, and recording artist. Asha was born in Paris to Nigerian parents who are working and studying cinematography in France. Her family returned to live in Nigeria when she was 2 years old. Her parents hail from Itoku in Abeokuta South Local Government, Ogun State, but Asha grew up in Lagos City in the southwestern part of Nigeria, and 18 years later returned to Paris, where her life as an artist took off.
I was somewhere else. I was in the place where I needed to carry the world on my shoulder, and I needed to be straight. I needed to focus in my career.
Her eponymous platinum-selling debut album arrived in 2007 and became an instant classic. With that record, Asha created a rich soundscape blending indie pop, soul, jazz, folk, and R&B genres into an irresistible package that went straight for the mainstream, charting in Europe and landing in the Billboard Hit Seekers chart in the United States. The record also won her the now discontinued French Constantin Award in 2008. A unique sound, birthed in her debut, was recreated across the 3 albums that followed and has directly influenced a new generation of alternative artists looking to express themselves outside the confines of radio-friendly pop. Afrobeats, the dominant sound in Nigeria and across the West African region, is a catch-all term representing a constellation of ever-expanding, percussion-driven sounds accommodating everything from hip-hop, R&B, dancehall, and amapiano. It is also currently seducing the rest of the world. Asha's music influences grew over the years from the collection of great music her father had built up for his work as a cinematographer. She remains one of the best to have come out of Nigeria.
Where do you go when you by yourself? Who comes along when you call for help? I know I can't change the past. I'm in chains, you're in chains too. Our uniforms and you wear uniforms too. I'm a prisoner, you're a prisoner too. Mr. Jailer, remember me, of all us in the business, me, and me like collect back, or cause I do mean be money. Don't go over too. All I want is business me. Or I need a colony. I got a family. I got a two family.
That was Glimpses this week featuring Asha. Up next is Business News with Okpeyemi Adeomi.
Welcome to the business segment of the news. Leading the news, Nigerian external reserve fell by $313 million in March, according to figures obtained from the Central Bank of Nigeria. The CBN's figures showed that the foreign exchange reserve, which commenced March 1st, 2022 at $39.86 billion, fell to $39.55 billion as of March 31st, 2022. Meanwhile, the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries has raised Nigeria's oil production quota from the 1.735 million barrels per day target approved in April 2022 to a new target of 1.753 million barrels per day for May 2022. OPEC raised Nigeria's oil production quota at its 27th OPEC and non-OPEC ministerial meeting, according to a statement from the organization. Nigeria, however, has been missing its OPEC-approved oil production targets lately. The Presidential Infrastructure Development Fund is going to complete 4 critical infrastructure projects worth 2.3 trillion naira, the Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority stated. A presentation by the NSRA at the 7th edition of African Road Builders event in Abuja indicated that part of the funds were being deployed for the construction of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, Abuja-Kaduna-Zaria-Kano Road, Second Niger Bridge, and Mambila Hydropower projects. This came as the NSRA delivered 16 security vehicles to the Nigerian police force to help boost economic activities on the Abuja-Kaduna Road, following the directives of President Muhammadu Buhari. The federal government has announced that it has commenced the implementation of the National Fertilizer Quality Control Act 2019. According to the government, this is to ensure it can keep track of producers, exporters, sellers, and distributors of fertilizers. This was disclosed by the Minister of Agriculture, Muhammad Nanunu, in Lagos. According to the minister, fertilizers are scarce in the nation, and this is hampering agricultural output in the nation. The World Bank says it has allocated $100 million for women empowerment programs in 6 states of Nigeria. A social development specialist with the World Bank, Michael Ilesomi, disclosed this during Nigerian for Women project in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. Ilesomi, who is also the tax leader for the project, listed the states as Ogun, Abia, Akwa Ibom, Kebbi, Taraba, and Niger. According to him, the project is a Nigerian government program designed to empower women to become economically independent. The World Bank supports the program. The first phase of the Nigeria for Women project is $100 million fully funded by the World Bank. And that brings us to the business segment, to the end of the business segment of the news. We now go back to Bukola for the rest of the news.
Thank you, Okpeyemi. Now foreign news. Japan has lowered the legal age of adulthood to 18 from 20 years, allowing 18 years old to apply for credit cards and loans without the need of parental consent. And in China, the National Health Commission says a total of 103,965 local COVID-19 cases were registered in China's 29 provinces in March,